Hey guys, it's Clara. Welcome back to my channel. This video is a Clara's chat video. I'm just going to do a quick update in the first few minutes, and then I will do a review of this week's episode of The Walking Dead titled Swear. Okay, so just a quick update. I have been away from YouTube for like 2 to 3 weeks, a little bit more than that. And it's just been insane in this household. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know that Arya had a long hospitalization. We spent Thanksgiving there, which was fine. You know, they take really good care of their families there. As you probably can imagine, it just throws everything off in your life because you're really focused on the person who's in the hospital, as you should be. So she's doing great. She unfortunately has had some setbacks, probably like 9 months in her medical progress. And I don't ever talk about her diagnoses or go into too much detail. It's just so complicated, honestly, and it'll take me forever. But it's a very rare kind of thing, and essentially now she needs IV infusions again, and they're like 15 hours a day. So there's a whole bunch of fixing and planning with therapies and schools and such. Anyway, it's just been very busy. And if you're really here for the Walking Dead review, go ahead and fast forward a bit. That's totally fine. You don't have to see this update if you don't want to. That's fine. And if you're just here for the update, I will tell you when the Walking Dead review is, so then you could just stop there. So aside from that, we still have construction going on in the house. They have found more problems, and a lot of you had mentioned mold. Well, lo and behold, yeah. So we have a section of the house that is quarantined, and they have put the area under negative pressure, vacuumed out, fanned out. So there's fans going all the time. We're gonna have like noise pollution or something. But I wouldn't be surprised if you could hear the fans. I'm gonna work on the audio for this video to hopefully make it so you can't hear them at all. But yeah, so they've been testing the rest of the house. The rest of the house is fine, thank goodness. You know, we don't have to go to a hotel or anything, and none of us are having respiratory issues. Arya's hospitalization is totally unrelated. It's something that has been happening for a while, and it doesn't have anything to do with mold. But anyway, so there's that. And then the election, which was very stressful for me, and I won't go into that. That's just, I won't even go there. So yeah, it's been crazy busy, and you know, there's been family drama. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. I mean, we're doing great. It's just insanely busy. Today I had my first workout in like 2 weeks, and it felt awesome, but I was like, you know how you could feel on your body when parts of your body get weaker if you don't use them? So I have been able to catch up finally on The Walking Dead, and there's 2 episodes that I did not do reviews for. I might touch on them again in the future, but I just figured let's just start where we're at and go from there. So this episode was essentially where has Tara been and what's she been up to kind of an episode, and a little bit of Heath. And I like Tara. I've liked Tara for a while. I think she's an interesting character. It's nice to have somebody who's a little bit different. She does offer some comic relief, especially that's nice to have since Abraham's gone. And yeah, I've been wondering how they've been doing. Have they been finding anything cool out there, scavenging? Have they been running into some issues? But this episode, aside from where Tara has been, is also one that is kind of an introductory episode to a new community, which is the Ocean community, I'm just going to call them. And we also get a sense more of how powerful the saviors really are. Sorry, I look a bit scrubby in this video. It's been raining out, so you know how your hair gets. Anyway, so yeah, so I might jump around a bit because the episode jumps around, so what can I say? But yeah, spoilers, really, for anything related to The Walking Dead, the TV show, the graphic novel, Fear the Walking Dead, Talking Dead, all that. So the beginning, I found kind of very reminiscent of Lost. Do you know that TV show? Did you watch Lost? Were you as annoyed by Lost as I was? So yeah, the whole ambiguity of it drove me crazy every time, and I'd keep watching. I hate this show, I'd say at the end of every episode. But anyway, it reminded me of Lost just because simply the colors and the beach and the white dead tree and the sand and the water, blah blah blah, and Tara's lying on the ground, like they did in Lost. So yeah, that reminded me of that, and essentially this oceanside group. Um, it kind of tells us what happens when you fight back. We already know. I mean, we have had the season premiere and can find out what kind of horrific things can happen. Um, but it sounds like they really fought back because it's not like they had one dead person at the hand of Negan and Lucille. They had all the men, and some women, like Cindy's mom. So that tells me that they really, really tried to fight them, and they lost. They lost. So they end up running away to a different location, which is where they are now, and kind of in like this very dense wood, very hidden. They're surrounded by water for the most part. So they're in a good place because they have food with the fish, and it sounds like they're pretty healthy, and they're very, very protective now. And would they want to fight the Saviors again? I don't know. But with all the guns they have in their armory, and obviously the bad feelings or the fear that they have toward the Saviors, they might want to fight back if they had the numbers. So if Alexandria and the Hilltop and um, the Kingdom and the Ocean Group got together, and maybe even more, there would be some big, like, huge fight at some finale at some point. I don't think that would be this year, but who knows? And by this year, I mean the when the season ends in 2017. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they could though, because they obviously have some very strong fighters. I like how strong the women are, and they really have to be, really. So that's really nice to see. I do think it's interesting that they called the walkers bobbers. It's always interesting to see different communities call the zombies different names, walkers, and we never, I don't think we've ever heard them say zombies. It's just too expected of a word, really, and it's too like Hollywood movie, I guess. I like the character of Cindy. I think she's pretty badass. She's a nice shot. Um, that has me wondering. So in the comic book, Andrea is still alive, and she's kind of like their sure shot person, who's able to shoot from a tower. And I thought that maybe Michonne, they were kind of gearing up Michonne to be like Andrea. Could Cindy eventually be like Andrea? Maybe not like in the whole course, but maybe she has a very important role that she shoots somebody important in a big battle, maybe sometime. I don't know. And in the comic book, we really don't see a whole lot of the Ocean Group. Um, so yeah, at least not right now. Um, so yeah, yeah. So I find the fist bump annoying. I'm reading my notes here. The comic relief, the pink sunglasses, flipping off Rachel. I like Rachel too. She's a pretty badass kid, and she's learned pretty fast. You either kill or be killed. Um, yeah, she's a kid that'll probably survive this apocalypse, although be kind of emotionally stunted, as wouldn't be too surprising to have. And two, this story also tells us where potentially in the timeline they could be right now with Tara. And the reason we know that is because, so she mentions at the dinner table that she has a girlfriend to get back to. We are thinking, oh, no, you don't. Denise is dead, and she's going to have to find out. And she does find out later on. But I did like that she did not reveal knowledge of the Ocean Group to Rosita. And that was kind of neat. It makes me wonder, though, if eventually she might reveal her knowledge of the group. if she might be forced to reveal it, whether by if Negan might threaten to kill somebody unless they can give them something good, like information even. So it makes me a bit worried there, but we'll see what happens. Um, so yeah, and I also wondered. So the bridge, there was very obviously a barricade there, right? There was a whole wall of what looks like dumpsters, and there were two sand dump trucks, and in them was a bunch of walkers, and it looked like a lot of men to me. There were some women, but a lot of men. So I wondered if perhaps that barricade was made by the Ocean Group. Perhaps they said that in the episode, and I just completely did not hear it. I just completely missed it. But I wonder if that was made by that group. However, if they're trying to stay hidden, like I think that would be kind of difficult to do. Um, but yeah, those walkers, I wonder if they were their men, or maybe they had buried their men, or um, and the few women as well. So I don't know. I don't know. I did get fooled though when they were kind of playing on is Heath dead or not, and they showed the woman with the dreadlocks. I really thought, even as the person turned around, that that was Heath. But then, of course, as you look a bit closer, yeah, that's a woman. That's not Heath. But for a second, I thought, oh, that sucks. Because Heath is a comic book character, and it's kind of nice to see those comic book characters come to life. The one other thing I wondered about, so the little thing that Tara finds when she sees the tracks and she sees Heath's glasses, she assumes that Heath got away, which is awesome. But she looks at this little card thing, like almost like a name tag thing. It says PPP. Does that mean something? Did I totally miss that? Like, was there something in the storyline or in that episode or previous episodes where uh, PPP, what does that mean? Like, is it like JSS? Is it like a saying, or I don't know. Is it a symbol of something else? I don't know. So if you know, please tell me. I would love to know. Um, so yeah, let me look at my other notes here. I think I covered everything. So essentially, I did like the episode. I did feel like even for a slow episode, as it did have moments where it was almost too slow. Like, you can kind of pick it up a little bit. And so yeah, and I haven't watched Talking Dead yet. I kind of I missed that time frame, so I have to wait for it to be back on cable later on in the week, and then I can watch it. But so if you found out anything interesting in Talking Dead, let me know below too. So yeah, that's really it for my thoughts on this episode. If you liked it, if you hate it, let me know what you thought. If there's anything that I might have missed, or any topics that you want to discuss, just let me know. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care.